lust can hold us prisoner. And understanding that John chapter 2 verse 16 reminds us that the desires of the flesh and the desires of the eyes as worldly, standing in direct opposition to the will of the Most High. I'm going to read that again. It reminds us that the desires of the flesh and the desires of the eyes as worldly, standing in direct opposition to the will of God. Romans chapter verse 8, chapter 13 states, living according to the flesh leads to spiritual death. For example, living in a world watching lustful music videos, movies, and those free porn sites, that's why they free, are vehicles to spiritual death. This trick of the enemy tricks us to give up our free will. That is genuine capacity to make choices while balancing it with the Most High's ultimate sovereignty. We do not have full control over our life. Even though we make plans for ourselves, the Most High directs our footsteps. Proverbs verse 16, chapter 9 says that a person can plan their way, but the Most High establishes their footsteps. And they also say flee from sin. Those are crucial, I promise you. Like people with lustful spirits, they desire sex. And that's a lustful spirit. So that leads to spiritual death. And what I mean by spiritual death is a lustful spirit they do anything. They do so much where they don't even have morals anymore or standards for themselves. Then they're so far from themselves because of that lust spirit that's on them. They don't even know themselves anymore. And I could look back like growing up and stuff when rap started out and stuff, you know what I'm saying? First, it was educational. Then it changed from the educational part to sexualizing women. So basically it got the men thinking that they could have many women. Then they got the women thinking that they should wear promiscuous clothes. They could have many as well because they use the female rapper as well as the male rapper to depict to the teenagers that's watching that this is how it's supposed to be. In all them years I watched, my favorite female artist always been either Queen Latifah or MC Lyte. They stuck in my head because I know they represented me. I couldn't get into all those other rappers that was lustful due to the fact that I knew something was wrong with that, you know. But with Queen Latifah, I loved her songs. MC Lyte as well. They educated me as a woman to respect myself versus the other female rappers. They taught me how to disrespect myself. And just think about it. Is your current communication with men, the first thing that come off of their mouth is sex? And men, is your only communication with a woman? It's just sex? It don't even expand? It don't expand outside of sex? That's boring. And they know that unprotected sex leads to diseases. You know? You gotta count your partners. You gotta know who you attach to. You gotta really know who your partner is. Have you ever been with someone for many years and still don't know that person? That's a red flag. How can you lay next to a person that you truly don't know? Y'all truly didn't have those in-depth conversations about each other's life. And my rule was, if I don't know you, I'm not finna be with you. I want to know the mind of a person and how it works versus what's in their pants. I want to see where they head. I want to see where they heart at. I want to know that spirit of that person that dwells within that person. We have to think about how we're living our lives. It's crucial. Because once you get comfortable with that person that you don't know, you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know if you're going to deal with that demon that's attached to that person. You don't know which one that's going to surface to you. Because if they do show themselves through people, just got to pay attention. And not look at, oh, this person just like me. Yeah. We in the flesh. Of course we in the flesh. What that spiritual body is talking about, that's what we got to pay attention to. What spirit are you dealing with? We got that Jezebel spirit. That's that spirit that like to control and dominate. The crazy part, I had men try to come in my life and take over my life and tell me what to do. Like, dude. I got to the point where, as me as a woman, I had to just set it straight. I fight dudes too, just to lay my law down, so they wouldn't get it in their head that they think they could walk over me. That's sad, but it's true. You know, I was more in my masculine energy than my feminine energy dealing with aggressive men. And that's sad. And basically, it's like only the strong survive. You know? But I no longer put myself in those situations. I let go and let God. He directs my footsteps. So, whatever I decide to do in life, He gonna direct me the right way to get to that destination. And I'm grateful for that. I'm just telling my testimony, like, believe me, I had the battle. And I won the battle. And that battle ain't easy. But it's easy when you allow the Most High to be in your life. Especially in your relationships where you're trying to love. Because the devil know everybody wants love. And he gonna disguise that Jezebel spirit. Then once that spirit get comfortable, you're gonna see a whole different side of it. And don't just jump into relationships. That's where we fall victim right there. Jumping in the bed quick, getting those cords attached to us. Gotta think about it. How you gonna heal it? They say they got doctors that help people that deals with sex, have problems with sex. That ain't gonna help. The only one gonna help you is the Most High. He gonna heal that. Cause he gonna make you reflect to go back in your life and show you where that habit started and how you learned it. And then you just face it head on. Like, I don't understand why people can't admit their flaws. Like, why lie to yourself? Tell the truth to yourself. It's gonna set you free, I promise you. You're gonna lay them burdens down if you be truthful to yourself. Because God already know. You know? If you've been touched as a child, He know that already. He knows that. If you've been caught touching others, He knows that. But you have to figure out how you was taught to do that. That's it. Where did you learn it from? Once you figure out the source of how you learn it and where you learned it from, then you could choose to heal it, go through the feels, because a lot of people don't want to go through them feelings. Like, people feel angry, people feel sad. Like, go through those feelings, cry. That's the part of healing. That's the first step. And then as you heal it, it allows you to lift that burden off of you, because you know why? You went straight to the Most High. your sins bare to him. But he already know. He just waiting on you to confess why you fell short of his glory. That's it. He know we're not perfect. Because we know the enemy lays traps and snares for us. He knows this. But you have to turn over. You got to turn to him. And my personal relationship is the best relationship. I don't need to go to church to have a relationship with the Most High. I have my own personal relationship, and it's strong, and it keeps me at peace, just knowing that all my conversations with him